It's Teddy Bear. Today we're going to talk about the Cherry Bomber dual mechanical 18650 freight train. When it hits quite hard. Blows one hell of a cloud, but that's when you can get it to hit. Probably about 30% of the time with the switch that come with it, and it's kind of loose and wobbly in there, even with everything tight. So I decided to take the copper switch out of my Colonial copper mod and try it out in here. So we're going to put this together and we're going to see what we got here. So let me start here. I'm also replacing the spring. See, this is the spring that come with it, and this is the spring I'm putting in it. So that's a little bit bigger. It's got a little bit more resistance, like a little stiffer switch. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take it and we're going to put it down in this little side hole right here. Just drop that right in there. Now see, nice and snug. Now the Colonial had a little bit longer screw for that. We're not going to use that one because it's going to stick out a little too far for this mod. So we're going to use a little bit smaller screw here. And just get that in there real quick. It's kind of a pain in the ass to do by hand, but fuck it. Okay. Let me just work that thing in there, motherfucker. There we go. We're just going to tighten that, tighten it down. Now, I'll just hold this little button in, hold the switch, and take my trusty little pocket knife here, and tighten that thing up snug. You know, don't gotta try to like over tighten it or nothing, but just get it snug. Ooh, yeah. Now see, that's a whole lot smoother action than the switch that was in it, and I actually kind of think it looks a little bit better on it. So let's see if everything works. So now we're going to take, drop this in here. Now I'm going to use this rubber O-ring because I guess in the machining of this thing, this is up a little bit too high for the piece, that the little spacer piece that come with it is too tall, and this screw hits it and it comes out to hit contact. And I think that's why it was not making decent contact. So I'm going to use this little O-ring here. So we're just going to drop this in. And put our little O-ring in there. Snug it over. And we're going to take a screw, and we want the flat spot over here to make contact with this little button here. So let me just screw that on there real quick. So the great thing about this is we can kind of tighten this up and get that flat spot next to that little screw there, and then we can push the button in and hold it, and that'll kind of hold it for us. And we'll just tighten her down a little bit. I'm not going to over tighten it or nothing, just you want it nice and snug. Alright, so now we got that all set up, and it's going in, making a nice connection there. Alright, so now we'll take our next little piece here. It's your positive post for your battery, and it's going to make your contact. So we're just going to drop it in. Nice and snug. And then we're going to put some batteries in it. And today we're going to use the EFest 2800 mAh 35 amp, which I think is bullshit from EFest. I kind of prefer my Samsungs, but these will do. I got my Samsungs right now sitting in this skilly, so yeah. Give me a second. Gotta love a 100 watts of Gelly with a Triton tank on it with a 0.3 ohm coil. 65 watts, it's pretty good. So let's get this in. And drop a first battery in. Now remember, when you put these batteries in, unlike the regulated box, you want to run these batteries both facing up. You want the positive end both up here, okay? So we'll just drop them in like that. And we'll take our little screws here, our negatives, and we'll tighten the batteries down. Now you don't want to over tighten it. You're going to hurt the batteries. So you just want a nice little snug fit. You know, it ain't got to be like cranked in there or nothing. Alright. So now, and I'm going to use this Eric Competition RDA. Not too bad. It's got a dual 5 wrap coils, 24 gauge. It's hitting at like 0.31 or something. It's alright. It's pretty good. It blows a pretty decent cloud. And we're just going to tighten it down on here. Alright, we got juice. We need to put our little back piece on. It's got a little magnet in here. Right there and there. You just slide it in. It'll stay put pretty good. Oh, it's got juice. Oh, yeah. Fires a lot better with the switch, it seems like. So let's vape on it for a second. My little 30 milligram unicorn here. Love these little bottles. It's kind of paint the cotton. Alright, let's see. Now this thing does hit like a freight train. These batteries are fresh. Oh, see a little smoke in here. Yeah, see that little copper button from the Colonial mod works a whole lot better. I'll be getting out and about once the sun comes up, and probably heading over to the vape shop and seeing what kind of parts I can get from them. See if I can get some extra switches and stuff, and probably replace it on the other one I got, and definitely get another switch to get my Colonial back up and running, because that thing's a hoss too for a little single mechanical. Oh yeah, I'm getting a little dry now. 3 or 4 hits, and that's about all she wrote, and then you drip it again. I'll just drip it right through the top here. I'll vape on it for a minute and see, make sure the switch is working pretty good. It's already definitely 1,000 times better than the switch that come with it. It was a brass switch, and it just wasn't making a very good connection, I don't guess. So yeah, it does. It's kind of like a freight train, man. It's I like it. It's kind of aggravating at first, so I wouldn't recommend it if you don't want to tinker with shit, because yes, it looks good, everything. It's got all that nice engraving and stuff on it, but it's kind of a pain in the ass, and you're going to have to work on it. But once you get it working pretty good, this thing hits like a fucking freight train. It's lovely. So yeah, that's placing the switch on the dual 18650 Cherry Bomber from MCV. Now notice this one doesn't have the serial numbers down here because, well, I can't pay $350 for this fucking mod, so I got a clone. And from what I'm hearing, all the, even the ones with the serial numbers, the ones that aren't clones, they have pretty much the same problem. They've got the magnetic switches that you can get for them to replace it. I'll probably end up doing that just to see. I'll probably order a set just to see, how I like them switches. But so far, I kind of like this copper switch off of that Colonial. And I think it looks pretty good on there. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Ooh, ooh, dry cotton. You see, it's still hitting. Every time I hit the button, it's gassing. So if you don't like vaping, fuck you. Let's see, get a nice little cloud here. And after them 2 sessions there, it's already drying out again. So, but every time, works like a charm. And gases. Ooh. So that'll do it for the dual Cherry Bomber. I'm going to have a full review on it coming up. And I'm going to do a review on the Sigali with the Triton tank. So, later.